Dear learners, greetings of the day. Today we will be talking or discussing about the concept related to linear dependence and independence of vectors. If you see the sequence of the syllabus, the very second topic after linear and orthogonal transformation is linear dependence and independence of vectors. What do you mean by dependence and independence? They are opposite words to each other. So linearly means, as we are talking about the linear transformation, here also whatever equations or whatever data will be expressed, it will be in linear form, means whose degree or power will be 1. Now, are they related to each other or are they dependent on each other? That will all comprise by checking whether the vectors are linearly dependent or independent. Now, what do you mean by vectors? All of you are familiar with the terminology that is vectors. So, what does vector mean? In earlier mechanics or physics concepts, we talk about the quantity which has magnitude as well as direction. That is nothing but the vector, and the quantity which has only magnitude is termed as the scalar. But that is not the case always. Why? Because in mathematics or the linear algebra, see, this is particularly a part of the linear algebra wherein, what do you mean by vectors? Vectors are nothing but the set of ordered pairs of the variables. So we will be now checking for the linear dependence or independence of the vectors. So what do you mean by vector? An ordered set of n numbers x1, x2 up to xn is called a vector, which is denoted by single letter capital alphabet X or capital alphabet Y. The members of set are called the components of vector. So therefore, if there are n numbers, say x1, x2 up to xn, they will be denoted by capital X or capital Y, and those members are called as components of a vector. Hence, capital X is written as x1, x2, x3 up to xn. See, when I am writing it into the square bracket, I am not separating it with comma, because those are nothing but the elements of a matrix, and which are just separated by giving the space. So in general, this is comprising of only one row and n column, and hence I will call this as row vector. So this is capital X, which is x1, x2 containing n elements, is called as a row vector. Whereas if I write it into the column form, it will be containing one column and n rows. Here, what is the order of this particular vector or matrix? It is 1 cross n. Here it will be in column vector or in column matrix, it will be n cross 1. So first row contains x1, second row contains x2, last row contains xn. And how many columns are there? Only one column is there. So accordingly, we will be having these things as row vector and column vector. So each row is again called as an independent vector, and each column is again individually called as a vector. So here what I have written, each row of a matrix is a vector, and also each column of a matrix is also termed as a vector. Because in general or in totality, what do you mean by vector? It is just the ordered set of numbers. So now with such kind of vector or the pair of values, say x1, x2, xn, I will be dealing with I will be testing it for whether they are dependent on each other or they are independent on each other. So if this concept is clear regarding the definition of vectors, whatever data will be provided to me will be in this vectorial form or vector notation, because it is this matrix is now a part of the linear algebra, and accordingly the notation for vector is this. So how we check whether the vectors are linearly dependent or linearly independent? See, if they are dependent, means they are not independent. If they are proved to be independent, then obviously there will be no relation between them, because every vector is independent of each other. But if it is dependent, then certain relationship should exist or it shall exist, and how that relationship is also obtained, that we will be looking further after this theory part. Fine. So accordingly, when there is a relationship between the vectors, whatever are provided to us, there will be, we conclude or we infer that the vectors are linearly dependent. If they are independent, then there is no such relationship between them. So how we determine the vectors x1, x2 up to xr? Here purposely to separate or distinguish between n and r, I have taken the last element as r. The vectors x1, x2, xr are said to be linearly dependent if there exist r numbers, say alpha 1, alpha 2 up to alpha r. This is the best notation or the usual notation which is used to denote the scalar quantities. So lambda 1, lambda 2 up to lambda r, which are r numbers associated with x1, x2, xr, which are nothing but the vectors. These scalars are not all zeros, but it satisfies the condition or the equation such that lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 plus dot 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 lambda r xr is equal to O or 0, where O is a null vector or a zero vector. So if I am provided with the range or set of vectors x1, x2 up to xr, there exist r numbers or scalars lambda 1, lambda 2 up to lambda r, not all zeros. And this particular relationship, if it exists, I say that the vectors provided to us are linearly dependent vectors. If no such numbers exist other than 0, then I say that the vectors are linearly independent. See, whenever an equation is a homogeneous equation, in the prerequisite classes we have dealt that whenever an equation contains RHS as 0, means all of the value, obvious solution will be what? All of the values will be 0, because it satisfies the equation x1 plus x2 equal to 0, means what it signifies? 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. What is the obvious solution? 0 is the obvious solution. So x1 plus x2 equal to 0 means x1 is equal to minus x2 and 0 is equal to 0. It is the best solution. But similarly, if with the same equation I am able to find out the values of x1, x2 which are non-zero, so what can be the case? x1 is nothing but equal to minus x2, means if x1 is equal to 1, x2 will be minus 1, and 1 plus of minus 1 will give you answer as 0. So in this case, I am also in search of such non-zero numbers which satisfies this particular equation. What is this equation? Lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 plus lambda 3 x3 up to lambda r xr equal to 0, where lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda r need not be all 0. Any one of the quantity is 0, we can say it is okay, but they all need not be 0. So I am in search of such non-zero lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda r which satisfies the equation lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 up to lambda r xr equal to 0. What is that? 0 is on the RHS a null vector where we deal with the homogeneous system of equation. So accordingly, if no such non-zero numbers exist for lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda r, it is obvious solution. Obvious solution means all lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda r are 0. Then we said that the vectors are all linearly independent. See the last line, what I have written here: if no such numbers other than 0 exist, then vectors are said to be linearly independent. This suggests that if all the values are 0, obvious solution, and hence they are linearly independent. Now we move to the steps. If whatever vectors are provided to me, accordingly what are the steps to be followed for investigating the linear dependency or independency of the vectors? There is certain set of rules. This is what I have framed. Accordingly, if you follow stepwise one by one, your problem will become very easy and you are able to identify whether the vectors at the end are linearly dependent or independent. Fine. So what is your first step? Whatever vectors are given to you, convert them into the linear equation form and then write it into the matrix form. See, in the earlier classes we have dealt that whatever equations are provided, you can easily convert it into the matrix form. How you convert it into the matrix form? Whatever equation is there, left hand side contains the variables, right hand side contains the RHS, that is the solution of the constant term, and accordingly and accordingly we have to simplify it and get the answer. So whatever vectors will be provided to you, convert it into the linear equation and then try to write it into or express it into the matrix form. Then what is the second step? The very second step is you form the augmented matrix. Now how the augmented matrix is formed? Augmented matrix is formed with the combination of two vectors, or in general I can say that combination of two matrices. So whatever coefficient matrix, now after expressing the given equation into the matrix form, how I determine the various different matrices? One of the matrix which will be generated is known as coefficient matrix. Say in an equation x1 plus 2x2 plus 3x3 equal to 5. What are the coefficients of the variables x1, x2, x3? They are 1, 2 and 5 respectively. What are the concerned variables in this equation? Those are x1, x2 and x3. And what is RHS of the equation? Which is a constant quantity. So I split this particular equation into different matrices. Say one of the form of the matrix obtained is coefficient matrix, second matrix is a variable matrix, and third one is a constant matrix. Constant matrix is nothing but the RHS of the given equation, and accordingly we can generate those. So coefficient matrix, variable matrix and constant matrix. I have to form the augmented matrix, which is a combination of coefficient matrix and the constant matrix. What is constant matrix? The RHS of the given equation. So just from the matrix form you combine the coefficient matrix and RHS of the given equation, which is nothing but a constant column matrix, because that will also be column matrix. Variable matrix is also the column matrix. Combine them. So here I will be generating or forming the augmented matrix, which is combination, and transform it into the upper triangular form. It is very familiar to you that how we convert it into the upper triangular. See, somewhere it relates with the calculation of the rank of a matrix. During calculation of the rank of a matrix, our aim is to get the matrix converted into the upper triangular form. Now how you convert the matrix into upper triangular form? You write down the matrix, identify the diagonal elements or the pivot elements. Now what are those diagonal elements or the pivot elements? A11, A22, A33, A44 and so on up to ANN. If the order of matrix is n square matrix, you have the last element as ANN. Now how we determine these particular matrices as diagonal elements? These are diagonal elements. Why? Because the position where they are lying, the position where they are lying is same for same number of row and same number of column. A11 is the element where it lies at the position first row first column. A22 is the element where it lies at the position of the second row and second column, and likewise we can easily get the diagonal elements. Upper triangular form means converting the elements which lie below the diagonal elements. Now whenever, I hope you are carrying a copy and pen with you and you are able to visualize or write whatever I am speaking. So whatever are the diagonal elements, A11, A22, A33, whatever elements will be lying below these diagonal elements are to be converted to 0. So accordingly, in that case or in that through that pattern, we can convert the given matrix into the upper triangular matrix. So if the diagonal element is A11, what are the elements lying below this A11? Those are A21, A31, A41 up to AN1. So we have to convert these all elements to 0 with the help of A11. Now second diagonal element or the pivot element is A22. What are the elements which lie below A22? Those are A32, A42 up to AN2. All these are to be converted to 0 with the help of A22 only. The third diagonal element is A33. What are the elements which lie below A33? Those are A43, A53, A63 up to AN3 and so on. So likewise, considering all the diagonal elements, convert the elements which lie below the diagonal into 0. So that particular form of a matrix which will be formed or generated is known as upper triangular form. So here also whatever augmented matrix you are forming, that is to be converted to upper triangular form. Multiply the elements, then form the equation. when we actually solve the problem, this particular step will be clear. Solving these equations, we get the values of lambda 1, lambda 2 up to so on and so on, whatever may be the order of the matrix. If it is of order 3, you get lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. If it is of order 4, you get lambda 1, lambda 2 up to lambda 4 and so on. Substituting these values in the original equation will give the relationship if it exists. See, relationship if it exists means if I am able to find lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 up to lambda r which are non-zero, then only I can say that the vectors are linearly dependent. And once we say that the vectors are linearly dependent, we can easily find out those non-zero values and substitute it in the given equation, and hence we can easily get the relationship between the vectors which are provided to us. A very important note while solving the examples is, if there are n variables and r equations and r less than n, see when this situation will be n variables, in general I talk about 3 equations, 2 unknowns. See, n variables के जगह अपन take n is equal to 2, means how many variables are there? 2 variables are there, x and y. R equations are there. See, I take the value of r as 3. So क्या होगा? x plus y equal to 1, x minus y equal to 3, say another equation, 2x plus 3y equal to 6, this is another equation. So you will be forming the matrix. Here what is the condition? R less than n, means number of equations should be less than the number of variables. That means if I consider only 2 equations, but I have how many variables? 3 variables, and those are to be evaluated. So if I have the equation as x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 5, 2x1 minus 3x2 plus 6x3 equal to 6. So accordingly, how many unknowns are there? 3 unknowns are there. But how many equations are there? 2 equations. So when this particular situation arises, n minus r variables can be assigned any arbitrary values. Means here number of variables are 3, but how many equations I am having? I am having only 2 equations. So what is the difference between the two? Difference between the two is 1. So that any one variable will be assigned the arbitrary value. Arbitrary value means it may take any value. Any value means आप बोल सकते हो k. In general we take it as k or any scalar quantity, because if number of unknowns are 3, irrespective of the equations, I should find how many values? I should get the 3 values, because those are unknowns, and my aim here is to calculate the unknown values only. So I calculate the values as x1, x2 and x3. So irrespective of the number of equations given in the set or system, I should still find out the values as equal to number of variables. If that doesn't match, number of equation and number of variables doesn't match, we will be calculating by the formula n minus r variables, and that difference can be assigned any arbitrary value. See, when number of equations and number of unknowns will be same, you get a unique solution. Right? While discussing about the solution of system of linear equation using the rank method, we always consider that number of equations and number of unknowns are same, you get a unique solution. When number of equations are less than number of unknowns, there may be infinite number of solutions. Why infinite? Because I am assigning any one of the value as arbitrary. Arbitrary means I take that value as k, some other individual can take that value as lambda. For me, k is negative number. For him, lambda can be positive number or fraction. So accordingly, there can be infinite possibilities, and hence in that such case, we can say that the solution contains or possesses infinite number of solution. One more hint which I can tell you for solving the examples is, whenever this condition exists, then only the vectors will be found as linearly dependent, and hence you can find out the relationship between them. If this condition is not fulfilled, number of variables and number of equations are same, or after calculating the rank, whatever you are splitting here, that particular order matches, then your answer will be the obvious solution. Obvious solution means all values will be 0, and hence I say that the vectors are linearly independent. But this condition must be there to check whether vectors are linearly dependent and what does the relationship between them, between the vectors exist. So not wasting much of the time in speaking, we immediately move on to the solving of examples. Keep these steps in mind. Whatever vectors are given, expresses into the linear form, matrix form. Matrix form पर से क्या निकालना है? Augmented matrix. Convert it into upper triangular. Multiply the elements. Separate it. Substitute the value. You get the answer. For this particular case, n variables are equation r less than n minus r variables are assigned arbitrary values. Now please concentrate on the very first example, which I can call it as a master problem and which will serve as a base for solutions or methodology for the other examples also. How can be the example now? Example can be verify whether the following vectors are linearly dependent. If so, find the relationship between them. Verify whether the following vectors are linearly dependent means either my answer can be yes or my answer can be no. Either I can find the vectors as linearly dependent or they can be linearly independent. Fine. If they are linearly dependent, then I have to find out the relationship between them. Now, how the question will be? Question will be x1 is equal to, in bracket I have written 1, 2, 3. See, when I am writing it into the round bracket, it is separated by comma. But just now I told you, when it is written in a square bracket, it becomes the component of a matrix, and that component cannot be separated with comma because those are the elements of a matrix, and hence I just give the space and write down the matrix. Fine. So dash here denotes transpose. Transpose means this is written in the row form, I can write it in the column form. The very first vector given to you is 1, 2, 3 whole transpose. X2 is 3 minus 2, 1. X3 is 1 minus 6 minus 5, and accordingly we have to simplify. So very first thing is what I have told in the steps, that you need to generate or write down the linear equation. So what is the linear equation or the matrix equation? That equation is known as matrix equation. So consider the matrix equation as lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 plus lambda 3 x3 equal to 0, and call it as equation 1. How many vectors are provided? 3 vectors are provided, x1, x2, x3, which are nothing but the ordered set of numbers. So how many non-zero numbers or scalars will exist? Initially I consider them as non-zero. Later on in the process of calculation, if they come out to be 0, I will say that those are vectors which come out to be linearly independent. For me, now these scalars which are taken or numbers which are taken are non-zero. At least one of them is non-zero. Fine. Or some can be 0, others can be non-zero. So how many vectors are there? 3 vectors are there. How many scalars I will be considering? Lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. So I have a matrix equation as lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 plus lambda 3 x3 equal to 0. We call this particular equation as matrix equation, which is very important for us. Call it as or label it as equation number 1. Now substitute. What is x1 given to you? 1, 2, 3. What is x2 given to you? 3 minus 2, 1. What is x3 given to you? 1 minus 6 minus 5. So lambda 1 multiplied by this, lambda 2 multiplied by this, plus lambda 3 multiplied by this equal to 0. Now I have to form the equation, linear equations or a system of equation is to be generated, and then I can find out the matrix form from that system of linear equation. How to find out the equation? See, take first element n tuple. This is particularly n ordered set of n numbers. How many numbers are there? 3 numbers are there. How many scalars are there? 3. So how many equations will be generated here? 3. So take first element of first pair, associate it with lambda 1. Take first element of the second bracket, associate it with lambda 2. Take first element of the third bracket, associate with lambda 3. So my first equation becomes lambda 1 into 1 plus 3 into lambda 2 plus 1 into lambda 3 equal to 0. How to get the second equation? Take the second component in the ordered set. 2 lambda 1 plus of minus 2 lambda 2. In general, I can say it as minus 2 lambda 2 minus 6 lambda 3 equal to 0. So this equation becomes 2 lambda 1 minus 2 lambda 2 minus 6 lambda 3 equal to 0. How you get the third equation? 3 lambda 1 plus lambda 2 minus 5 lambda 3 equal to 0. So what I have written here? 3 lambda 1 plus lambda 2 minus 5 lambda 3 equal to 0. So from the given set of vectors, putting them into the matrix equation, I am now generating the system of linear equation in unknowns lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, because my ultimate aim is to determine these unknown quantities or the scalar quantities lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. Once this system of equation is generated, मेरा आगे का काम क्या है? I have to write down it in the matrix form. As all the equations contain RHS as 0, I can say that the given system of equation is homogeneous. When RHS is other than 0, we term that system as non-homogeneous system. So for this system of equation as homogeneous system, I will now generate the matrix form. Just now I said that how you convert it into the matrix form. We convert it into the matrix form by considering the three portions of the given equation. One of the portion or the part is coefficient matrix, another part is which is in the column form the unknown variables, and third part which is also again in the column form, that is the RHS of the given equation. So here one matrix will be the coefficient matrix. So what are variables or unknowns here? Lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. So 1, 3, 1 will be the first row of the coefficient matrix. 2 minus 2 minus 6 will be the second row of the coefficient matrix. 3, 1 minus 5 will be the third row of the coefficient matrix. What are unknowns here? Lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. So lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are the unknowns or column matrix in the unknown form, is equal to what is RHS of the given equations? 0, 0, 0. So what is the column matrix which is formed here? 0, 0, 0. If you go back reverse, whatever we have written is correct or not, if I have to check that, so multiply 1 into lambda 1 plus 3 into lambda 2 plus 1 into lambda 3 equal to 0, which is giving you the very first equation. So by reverse process or by backtracking, if you are able to check whether whatever we have yielded or whatever we have obtained is correct or not, so that validates yes, whatever matrix form you have written is right. So once this is done, from the linear equation, now I have generated the matrix form of the equation. Now my aim is to calculate or write down the augmented matrix as per the step number 3 or 2. So what is that? Now I have written it into the form A lambda equal to 0. I will generate the augmented matrix which is combination of A colon O. O means the null vector what we have written. So this is the matrix form which I have written. 1, 3, 1 is the coefficient matrix part. Partition के लिए dotted line दिखाएंगे, and then I write down the elements of the null matrix or the column matrix, constant column matrix, that are 0, 0, 0. So 1, 3, 1, 2 minus 2 minus 6, 3, 1 minus 5. Those are nothing but the elements or the components of the coefficient matrix. Those I have written. Partition करके मैंने क्या लिखा है? 0, 0, 0 लिखा है. तो accordingly I will be having the augmented matrix which is a combination of coefficient matrix and the constant column matrix. Now I have to convert this matrix into the upper triangular form so as to calculate the rank, or whatever procedure we follow to calculate the rank, it will be required. Now just identify the diagonal elements in the matrix. See, this particular portion is of order. This matrix is of order. How many rows are there? 3 rows are there. How many columns are there? 4 columns are there. I have to take down the elements which lie on the diagonal or principal diagonal. So what are those elements? A11 position पे क्या lie कर रहा है? 1. What is the element lying on the A22 position? -2. What is the element which is lying on the A33 position? -5. इसके आगे कुछ भी नहीं है, यानी मेरा खत्म हो गया. So A11 is the diagonal element. With respect to this one, I will convert this 2 and 3 to 0. With respect to -2, I will convert this 1 to 0. With respect to -5, I will convert the elements lying below this -5, if any, to 0. So this is how the rule should be fixed. because if you don't do it, whatever elements you are converting firstly below this as 0, that will be changed if you take, that will also be changed if you consider 3 into the picture, or if you target 3. So better we have to only target the diagonal element. So diagonal elements diagonal element here is 1. Convert this 2 and 3 to 0 with the help of 1. Whatever will be the corresponding changes, and element becomes here at the position A2 to convert the element which lies below it to 0, and hence the process goes on. So 2 को 0 में convert करना है with the help of 1. तो कैसे convert होगा? 2 minus 2 is 0. तो ये रो के रिस्पेक्ट में मुझे इसको 0 में कन्वर्ट करना है. सो R2 changes to R2 minus 2R1. I need to multiply this R1 by 2, then only I can convert this 2 to 0. So 2 minus 2 will become 0. 3 को 0 कैसे बनाओगे 1 के साथ? जब उसको 1 को 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. तो R3 changes to R3 minus 3R1. Once that is done, वो R3 minus 3R1 हो जाएगा, यानी 0 में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. So what are the rows which are unchanged here? Only one row is unchanged, that is first row. And यहाँ पर देखिए पार्टीशन के बाद क्या है, सब 0 0 है. सब 0 0 है तो 0 के कॉम्बिनेशन में 0 का मल्टीपल लोगे और सब्ट्रैक्ट करो या माइनस करो तो भी 0 ही आने वाला है. So don't worry about it or don't bother about it. So here first row remains as it is 1 3 1 0. सेकेंड रो में ये क्या हो गया? 0 हो गया. ऑब्वियस होना ही था. अभी -2 को चेंज करना है विद द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन of taking help of 3. So -2 into 3, -2 into 3 यानी -6 हो गया. So -2 -6 कितना होता है? -8. -6 -2 into 1, -6 -2 कितना हो गया? -8. You write it on the paper and do the transformation. -2 into 3 कितना हो गया? -2 -6 which is -8. -6 -2 into 1, -6 -2 -8. फाइन. 3 -3 कितना हो गया? 0. अभी R3 पे ये पोजीशन पे क्या एलिमेंट है? 1 एलिमेंट है. 1 -3 into 3, because what is the transformation? R3 minus 3R1. So 1 minus 3 into 3. -3 into 3 is -9. So 1 minus 9 is -8. -5 minus 3 into 1 means -5 minus 3. Again it becomes -8 and lastly it remains 0. Now here -8 को आप अगर ये पोजीशन को 1 कन्वर्ट कर देते हो तो it becomes very easy. It seems, or I prefer converting it to 1 because any number is multiple of 1 or it can be easily expressed as 1. So मैंने क्या कर दिया अभी? मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया इसको -1/8 से. इफ आई मल्टीप्लाई दिस और मल्टीप्लाई बाय -1/8 और आई कैन से आई डिवाइड बाय -8, ऑटोमेटिकली दिस विल बिकम 1 1. सो फर्स्ट रो रिमेन्स एज इट इज 1 3 1 0. सेकेंड रो बिकम्स 0 1 1 0. थर्ड रो बिकम्स 0 1 1 0. नाउ initially it contained -2, but after row transformation, now what is the present or current diagonal element at the position A2 2? It is 1. So ये 1 को मद्देनजर रखते हुए और keeping और targeting this 1, I have to convert this 1 to 0. बाकी का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन क्या हो रहा है वो बाद में देखेंगे. So 1 को 0 करना है with the help of 1. यानी क्या होगा? R3 changes to R3 minus R2. So R3 minus first row as it is रहेगा. Second row also remains as it is because I am not going to affect or I am not going to play with R2. I am only concerned or bothered with R3. So R3 कैसे हो रहा है अभी? 0 minus 0 0, 1 minus 1 0, 1 minus 1 0, 0 minus 1 0. Now I can say that the diagonal elements are 1 1 0 and whatever are the diagonal elements below elements, ये ट्रायंगल जो बनता है भाई देखो, ये 0 0 0 का ट्रायंगल बनता है, इसीलिए उसको बोला जाता है अपर ट्रायंगुलर मैट्रिक्स. सो नाउ आई हैव कन्वर्टेड दिस मैट्रिक्स इनटू द अपर ट्रायंगुलर फॉर्म. My job is over. My objective is fulfilled. Converting it into the augmented matrix and transforming it into the upper triangular. My job is over. Split it. इसको स्प्लिट करने के लिए पार्टीशन के लेफ्ट वाला पोर्शन इनिशियली व्हाट वाज देयर लैम्बडा 1 लैम्बडा 2 लैम्बडा 3 आरएचएस में जैसा था वैसा लिख दिया मैंने 0 0 0 एज पर अवर स्टेप नंबर 3 क्या बोला था मैंने मल्टीप्लाई एंड जनरेट द इक्वेशन. Now what I do is I will multiply the equations, I will multiply these two matrices and form the equation. कैसे बनेगा? This is of order 3 cross 3, this is of order 3 cross 1, resultant will be 3 cross 1, वो resultant RHS के 3 cross 1 वाले matrix के साथ equate होगा and hence I can easily get the equation. How I have to generate the equation? 1 into lambda 1 plus 3 into lambda 2 plus 1 into lambda 3 equal to 0. 0 into lambda 1 plus 1 into lambda 2 plus 1 into lambda 3 equal to 0. 0 into lambda 1 plus 0 into lambda 2 plus 0 into lambda 3 equal to 0. See, last equation is not existing at all. 0 equal to 0 पता है. Second equation में first variable is absent because 0 into lambda 1 will vanish. Only what I am left with is lambda 2 into 1 plus 1 into lambda 3. So अगर आप देखोगे how many unknowns are there? 3 unknowns. But in general मेरे पास कितने equation बन रहे? 2 ही equation बन रहे क्योंकि rank of a matrix कितना है? See, previously what are the number of non-zero rows in this particular matrix? 2. So what is the rank of a matrix? 2. How many number of variables or unknowns exist or are present? 3. Rank is less than number of variables जो यहां पर मैंने लिखा है. So rank of a matrix is 2 which is less than 3 that many number of variables. So what is the equation generated? Just now I said lambda 1 plus 3 lambda 2 plus lambda 3 equal to 0, lambda 2 plus lambda 3 equal to 0 because यहाँ 0 lambda 1 था which is not required to write and last equation में all 0 रह गए so that is meaningless expression or we need not write that expression. So how many equations I finally got? I finally got 2 equation. But how many unknowns are there? 3 unknowns are there. तो मेरा जो n minus r वाला फॉर्मूला है n वेरिएबल्स r इक्वेशंस r यहाँ पे 2 है n यहाँ पे 3 है n minus r यानी 3 minus 2 होगा 3 minus 2 क्या होता है 1. तो कोई भी 1 वेरिएबल को आर्बिट्ररी वैल्यू असाइन करना है बट ज्यादातर मैं प्रेफर करूंगा कि लास्ट वाला जो वेरिएबल रहेगा उसको मैं आर्बिट्ररी वैल्यू असाइन करूंगा. What is my third variable or unknown here? My third variable or unknown is lambda 3. So I consider that lambda 3 as k. K is any arbitrary constant. So if I consider lambda 3 as k, putting that k or value of lambda 3 in this equation, क्या मिलेगा? Lambda 2 plus k equal to 0 means lambda 2 is equal to minus k. Putting this lambda 2 and lambda 3 in equation 1, क्या मिलेगा? Lambda 1 minus 3k because lambda 2 is minus k तो minus 3k lambda 3 is k equal to 0 minus 3k plus k होता है minus 2k when it goes on RHS becomes 2k so lambda 1 is equal to क्या बन गया 2k. Now what I have got the values of lambda 1 lambda 2 lambda 3 as 2k minus k. So these are all arbitrary values. Some may be obtained as 0, some may not be as obtained as 0. My aim here in this was obtaining the non-zero, at least one non-zero value for the scalars. और ये कब possible होता है? I just now said when your rank is less than number of variables, then only this can be considered because in that situation only you assume any one of the variable as arbitrary constant and in turn you calculate those other variables or unknowns with the help of that arbitrary constant. So here I got the value of lambda 1 lambda 2 lambda 3. ये नॉन जीरो वैल्यूज आ गए तो मैंने कंक्लूड कर लिया कि वेक्टर्स आर लीनियरली डिपेंडेंट. वेक्टर्स आर लीनियरली डिपेंडेंट मींस देयर मस्ट एग्जिस्ट सर्टेन रिलेशनशिप. वो रिलेशनशिप कैसे निकलेगा? फ्रॉम अवर ओरिजिनल इक्वेशन 1. व्हाट इज दैट ओरिजिनल इक्वेशन 1? लैम्बडा 1 x1 प्लस लैम्बडा 2 x2 प्लस लैम्बडा 3 x3 इक्वल टू 0. आपने अगर लिखा होगा तो यू कैन राइट चेक दैट. putting value of lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, I get it as 2kx1 minus kx2 plus kx3 equal to 0. What is common in all this? K divide by k, क्योंकि k तो मैंने नॉन जीरो लिया है preferably. So 2x1 minus x2 plus x3 equal to 0 dividing by k is the required relationship. अगर पहला वेरिएबल का जो वैल्यू है कांस्टेंट का वैल्यू नेगेटिव में आता है तो यूजुअली वी डोंट कीप द इनिशियल वेरिएबल एज द negative one, so I multiply it throughout by minus sign so that I get the standard, or it looks better to write down the relationship starting with the positive number. So accordingly we have the relationship as 2x1 minus x2 plus x3 equal to 0. So this is what the master problem or the representative problem is, which contains the all which where we have followed all the steps and appropriately we will be solving it. So just by doing one example it is not sufficient. I have taken one more example for your reference, a bit different kind of, and accordingly we will be looking for that. There is lot of time, so we can hardly go. Have patience. Show that the following vectors are linearly dependent and find relation. See, in the earlier question verify बोला था. Verify में either your answer can be yes or your answer can be no. मेरा आंसर linearly dependent भी आ सकता है और independent भी आ सकता है. शो दैट बोला है. शो दैट मीन्स वो आना ही चाहिए. मीन्स माई आंसर शुड कम आउट एज लीनियरली डिपेंडेंट एंड आई शुड बी इन अ पोजिशन टू फाइंड आउट द रिलेशन बिटवीन देम. इन द फर्स्ट एग्जाम्पल x1 x2 x3 दे वेर गिवन इन द राउंड ब्रैकेट फॉर्म विद द ट्रांसपोज. ठीक है, यहां पर मैंने स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट में लिखा है. सो आई जस्ट नाउ सेड दैट दे शुड बी सेपरेटेड बाय स्पेस. There should not be any comma. So how many vectors are given? x1 x2 x3. What are the components of the vector? 2 minus 1 3 2 1 3 4 2 3 minus 5 2 2. Normal procedure. Consider the matrix equation as lambda 1 x1 plus lambda 2 x2 plus lambda 3 x3 equal to 0. Three vectors are there, three unknowns will be there. I put the value. अभी जनरेशन ऑफ इक्वेशन फिर से ध्यान से देखिए विथ कॉन्सेंट्रेशन, बिकॉज इन द इनिशियल प्रॉब्लम मेनी ऑफ यू मे वंडर कि हाउ दिस इज ऑब्टेन्ड. मैंने क्या बोला था? फर्स्ट एलिमेंट ऑफ और फर्स्ट कंपोनेंट ऑफ एवरी वेक्टर लेकर उसको लैम्बडा 1 लैम्बडा 2 लैम्बडा 3 के साथ अटैच कर दो, पहला इक्वेशन बन जाएगा. सो 2 लैम्बडा 1 प्लस लैम्बडा 2 प्लस 3 लैम्बडा 3 इक्वल टू 0 इज द फर्स्ट इक्वेशन. माइनस 1 लैम्बडा 1 प्लस 3 लैम्बडा 2 माइनस 5 लैम्बडा 3 इक्वल टू 0. इतना समझ लीजिए, जितने वेक्टर्स दिए हैं उतने अननोन्स रहेंगे इक्वेशन में, जितने कंपोनेंट्स है वेक्टर में उतने इक्वेशन बनेंगे. हाउ मेनी कंपोनेंट्स आर देयर इन इक्वेशन? 4 components are there. Means by default how many equations are to be written or generated? 4. How many vectors are given? 3. यानी अननोन्स कितने रहेंगे इक्वेशन में? 3 रहेंगे, लैम्बडा 1 लैम्बडा 2 लैम्बडा 3. इफ दिस इज वेरी मच क्लियर इन द माइंड, नोबडी कैन स्टॉप यू इन राइटिंग द रॉन्ग इक्वेशंस. तो पहला इक्वेशन क्या बन गया? 2 lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus 3 lambda 3 equal to 0. Second equation is minus 1 lambda 1 plus 3 lambda 2 minus 5 lambda 3 equal to 0. 3 lambda 1 plus 4 lambda 2 plus 2 lambda 3 equal to 0. Last equation is 2 lambda 1 plus 2 lambda 2 plus 2 lambda 3 equal to 0. These equations are written. Now I have to transform them into the matrix form. Matrix form में आने के बाद क्या होगा? Coefficients ले लीजिए. 2 1 3 minus 1 3 minus 5 3 4 2 2 2 2 multiplied by 3 unknowns, lambda 1 lambda 2 lambda 3. How many constants will be there in the RHS? 4. 0 0 0 0, because how many equations are there? 4 equations are there. Now combining these two, I write the or form the augmented matrix. So what is the augmented matrix formed as? 2 1 3 partition 0. वो देख लेना पूरे एलिमेंट जितने आपने ऊपर के स्टेप में लिखे होंगे. Now identify the diagonal elements. What are the diagonal elements? 2 3 2 इसके बाद ये 0 है, बराबर है, 4x4 मैट्रिक्स है, A11, A22, A33, A44, बट A44 के नीचे तो कुछ नहीं है. आई वोंट बी कॉन्सेंट्रेटिंग ऑन दोज एलिमेंट. व्हाट आर द एलिमेंट्स विच लाई बिलो दिस A11, दैट इज 2, -1, 3, 2, उसको मेरे को 0 में कन्वर्ट करना है. ये जो भी चेंज होगा, दैट डायगोनल एलिमेंट कीपिंग इन व्यू और माइंड, आई विल ट्रांसफॉर्म दीज टू एलिमेंट्स टू 0. कीपिंग इन व्यू और माइंड दिस डायगोनल एलिमेंट, आई विल ट्रांसफॉर्म दिस टू 0. तो बेटर क्या रहता है, इन द प्रीवियस एग्जाम्पल आई सेड, इफ 1 is the element which is present at that particular position, taking multiplicity of those elements it becomes very easy because any number can be expressed as multiple of 1. इसीलिए मैंने पहले क्या कर दिया, not mandatory to do this, it is just increase of one step but for better calculation or easy calculation part. तो what I did is I इंटरचेंज R1 एंड R2. ये डबल एरो का क्या मतलब होता है, इंटरचेंजिंग रो 1 एंड रो 2. सो सेकेंड रो को मैंने फर्स्ट रो पे लिखा है, पोजीशन पे लिखा है, एंड फर्स्ट रो इज नाउ एट द सेकेंड रो पोजीशन. सो -1 3 -5 2 1 3 3 4 2 and 2 2 2. That is how we will be simplifying and getting down the answer. Now I have to convert this element 2 3 2 to 0 with the help of this -1. अभी ये अपोजिट साइन के है तो प्लस करना पड़ेगा, बट +2 किसके साथ कैंसल होगा, -2 के साथ. तो इसको किसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, 2 के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. सो कीपिंग इन माइंड दिस एलिमेंट, आई मल्टीप्लाई दिस रो और एलिमेंट बाय 2 एंड ऐड देम. व्हाई ऐड देम, बिकॉज दे आर ऑलरेडी विद द अपोजिट साइन. पहले वाले में मेरे को माइनस करना पड़ा क्योंकि दोनों एलिमेंट पॉजिटिव थे. यहां पर बोथ द एलिमेंट्स आर विथ अपोजिट साइन और अपोजिट पैरिटी, एंड देयरफॉर आई विल नाउ ऐड देम टुगेदर बाय मल्टीप्लाइंग विद द प्रॉपर कोएफिशिएंट और मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर. सो 2 - 2 विल बी 0, 3 - 3 will be 0, 2 - 2 will be 0. So R2 changes to R2 plus 2R1, R3 changes to R3 plus 3R1. R4 में फिर से सेम ऑपरेशन रहेगा, R4 plus 2. सिर्फ बाकी के एलिमेंट्स क्या होंगे वो बात का लुकआउट है, अभी उस पर कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं करना है मेरे को. आई जस्ट नीड टू लुक ऑन दीज एलिमेंट्स एंड हाउ आई कैन कन्वर्ट इट टू 0. दैट इज माई मेजर गोल. ठीक है. सो कीपिंग दिस वेरिएबल्स और नंबर्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस -1, हाउ आई कैन ट्रांसफॉर्म इट टू 0, मेरा एम उतना है, वो मैंने 0 0 0 कर लिए. अभी ओरिजिनल मैट्रिक्स से तो ये चेंज हो गया. ओरिजिनल मैट्रिक्स में 822 कितना था, 1 था. नाउ इट हैज बीन चेंज टू 7. नाउ सी 7 इज एन ऑड नंबर, वो किसी का मल्टीपल बनना इन्हें बहुत डिफिकल्ट जाएगा. तो मैंने क्या कर दिया, बेटर उसको 7 से डिवाइड कर दिया या मल्टीप्लाई कर लिया 1/7 से. क्यों, अगेन एंड अगेन आई एम सेइंग कि 1 रहा तो एनी नंबर कैन बी एक्सप्रेस्ड एज मल्टीपल ऑफ 1. सो मैंने क्या कर दिया, R2 चेंजेस टू R2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 1/7. R3 R4 R1 सब एज इट इज है. R2 चेंज टू दिस एलिमेंट्स आर चेंज टू 1 एंड -1. सो क्या हो गया, R3 चेंजिंग टू now this is changed to 1. Now keeping in view this particular element as 1, I have to transform this 13 and 8 to 0. So R3 changes to R3 minus 13 R1. 13 को 13 के साथ कैंसिल करना है, दोनों एलिमेंट्स पॉजिटिव है, यानी सब्ट्रैक्शन करना पड़ेगा. 1 को 13 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. So 13 minus 13 will give you 0. 8 minus 8 will give you 0. So what is the transformation here? R4 changes to R4 minus 8 R2. R1 का हेल्प अभी नहीं लेंगे, अभी डायगोनल एलिमेंट R2 में जो 822 होता है उसकी ही हेल्प लेना है. सो R1 एज इट इज, R2 मैंने ऑलरेडी चेंज कर लिया था, वो एज इट इज है. ये आप अगर गेम खेलते हो तो आपका R3 भी पूरा 0 हो रहा है और R4 भी पूरा 0 हो रहा है. That means in one stroke my complete 2 rows are transformed into 0. Now मुझे बताइए what is the rank of this matrix. Initially this matrix was order 4x4. 2 non-zero row है, 2 zero row है. Rank is nothing but the calculation of 2 non-zero rows. Non-zero rows कितने आ गए, 2. Number of unknowns कितने आ गए, 3. दोनों में डिफरेंस कितने का है, 1. देखिए कुछ लोगों ने सोचा होगा भाई यहां पर तो 4 इक्वेशन है, कैसा फुलफिलमेंट होगा मेरा. ऑटोमेटिकली प्रॉब्लम इज डिजाइंड इन सच अ मैनर दैट इफ देयर आर 3 अननोन्स, बरोबर एक ही अननोन आपका जो है डिफरेंस आएगा, अदरवाइज हियर इट वुड हैव बीन 4 - 2 2। ऐसा भी अगर आता है कि 4 इक्वेशंस आर देयर, रैंक ऑल्सो कम्स आउट टू बी 2 एंड अननोन्स आर 4, तो डिफरेंस कितना होगा, 2 होगा। सो 2 वेरिएबल्स विल बी असाइन्ड द आर्बिट्ररी वैल्यू, very rare chance of getting that, but here what is the rank of the matrix, 2. How many unknowns are there, 3. 3 - 2 is 1, so any one of the variable will be assigned the arbitrary value. Now equation कैसे बनाएंगे, इसको split करना है मुझे, so I have splitted it, -1 3 -5 0 1 -1 and so on multiplied by this. First equation becomes -1 lambda 1 3 lambda 2 -5 lambda 3 equal to 0. 1 lambda 1 minus 1 lambda 0 lambda 1 plus 1 lambda 2 minus 1 lambda 3 equal to 0. So accordingly equations are obtained. Last दो equation तो बनेंगे नहीं, क्या बचा मेरा last variable, lambda 3. Take lambda 3 as any arbitrary value, that arbitrary value is k. Using second equation lambda 2 is equal to lambda 3 हो गया, so lambda 2 भी k बन गया. lambda 1 निकालने के लिए substitute the value of lambda 2 lambda 3 in this equation, so -1 lambda 1 plus 3k minus 5k equal to 0 implies lambda 1 is equal to -2k. So I got lambda 1 as -2k, lambda 2 as k, lambda 3 as k. Put these values in equation 1. Here I infer or conclude that the vectors are linearly dependent vectors. Putting them in equation 1, ऐसा फॉर्म बनेगा, व्हाट इज कॉमन k, बिकॉज k शुड बी नॉन जीरो, -2x1 plus x2 plus x3, but I just now said keeping the positive term as the first, I multiply throughout by minus sign, so it becomes 2x1 minus x2 minus x3 equal to 0. So what is the relationship between the vectors? Relationship between the vectors is 2x1 minus x2 minus x3 equal to 0. This is the required relationship. So whenever vectors are provided, write down the equation, matrix equation, form the system of linear equation, generate the matrix form, augmented matrix, convert it into the upper triangular, calculate the rank, take the difference between the two, assign the variable and then find out. k लेना चाहिए, जरूरी नहीं है, जो भी वेरिएबल अल्फाबेट पसंद होगा उसमें आंसर आएगा, ठीक है. दिस इज द रिक्वायर्ड रिलेशनशिप. आफ्टर दिस वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल विच इज नथिंग रिलेटेड टू द लीनियरली इंडिपेंडेंट फॉर्म, दैट वी विल बी डीलिंग इट लेटर. Okay, fine. Thank you. If you have any of the doubt related to, please do watch the video at that particular moment, pause it, understand it. I hope everybody is noting it in the notebook simultaneously so that you have the notes with you, and then we can discuss if you have any of the doubts. Kindly revert back to me for any of the clarification regarding the explanation what we have done. Thank you.